Hey everyone, I hope you're having a fabulous Wednesday. I hope you've really been enjoying the book week author tips that I have been putting out. And today we are diving into day 3. So yesterday we covered connection to self. On Monday we covered having your authentic story in place. And today we are covering connection to story. So again, it's coming back to that level of connection. We're connected to self now. We are looking at how we are connecting to our story. So what that means is really being comfortable with the authentic story that we spoke about on Monday. It's about making sure that you are connected with it and happy to share it exactly as it is. Now, the reason that it comes up again is obviously your story is the centerpiece of what it is that you're putting out there to the world in your book. So what I find with people who come to me initially, or maybe at the start of an Ignite and Write workshop or at the start of a mentorship program, is that they're not quite connected with how powerful their story is. And what I can see and have seen is that people suggest that perhaps they might release the book under a pseudonym, which means that they're publishing the book under a name that's not their own. And it may be because I work in the non-fiction realm, it largely is because they are afraid of upsetting someone, or they're afraid of people knowing that this is actually their truth that they are putting out there and knowing who the author is. All of the people that I've been able to work with, I have been able to convince them otherwise. And the reason for this is very simple, and I am very fierce about this. Generally speaking, if you're writing under a pseudonym, we probably aren't the right fit for for working together. I am very fierce about this, and the reason is that if you are putting forward a non-fiction book, you are putting forward your story for the world to read. That if you are hiding behind something, or you are not 100% backing yourself in this, then the timing is not right for you to be doing it. So hiding behind a pseudonym, for example, from a practical standpoint, it limits your ability to be able to market your book and get it out there, because you can't have your face out there with a different name, because people will still know that you are who you are and not Jane Doe, that's terrible, that you've put on the book cover. So it's about, allowing yourself to give yourself the best possible chance to put yourself out there and to market the book, to get it into the hands of the people that you want it to reach. And also it encourages you to step boldly into your story and to embrace the warts and all journey that is your life, or that is the way that you've come to be an expert or knowledgeable in your field. Without that, people don't connect as much. So that comes down to, fictionalization as well, adding little bits in and spicing things up a little bit with perhaps non-truths or exaggerated truths in the name of spicing things up between the pages. Really, again, it comes back to that authenticity, which is a core ingredient in my ACT process. And if you're messing with authenticity and you're putting things out there that aren't true, ultimately it's actually going to work against you. So your readers are picking up to learn from you, to understand what you've been through, to make the connections between how that led you to where you are today. And if you are putting in the sprinkling of pizzazz that may not be 100% true, all it's doing is opening you up to being found out. So if you are using the book as a credibility piece, for example, you're a professional, you want to use it for your business or to boost your profile, if someone finds out, or if a reader finds out that something within those pages is inauthentic or not true or highly exaggerated, what you're going to end up with is that your credibility is going to be shot. They are going to see that there is some inauthenticity in there. And, in a world that we live in now, people's BS radars are so finely tuned that if they even sniff a tiny bit of inauthenticity or, white lies or untruths, they are actually going to move on to someone else who may be in the same industry and who can teach them similar content, but they no longer trust you as a professional or as a credible identity. So it's really, really, really important that you are so connected with your story and you believe in its power as it is, and not have that desire to embellish or to Hollywoodize, if you like, your story. Because when you boil that right down, usually that's connected to not feeling good enough, or you don't feel your story is powerful enough. So when I work with people, we spend a lot of time really integrating the power of that story, of your authentic story, because we may have similar experiences to others, but your story is always going to be your unique, and the way that you communicate your story is going to be uniquely yours. So it's about really backing yourself and backing the power of your story to present it as it is. And that's why connection to story is so, so important. So really, when you boil all of that down, it's really about understanding how your authentic story is unique and the power that it has to serve out there. So I hope that that's given you some food for thought in terms of how you're connecting with your story. And maybe it might be a great opportunity for you to really think about that and spend some time really integrating how powerful or how unique your story is, and maybe looking at some of the bits and pieces that you are a bit uncomfortable with. In the Ignite and Write workshops and through the mentorships, we do spend a lot of time with strategies on how to deal with, for example, identities of people who may have not been the most positive influences in our stories, to put it nicely. How to present our truth when there are other, like, let's say, villains or other not so great characters involved. We do spend a lot of time navigating those challenges, because they do affect so many aspiring authors out there. So just know that there are absolutely strategies to work through these to make sure that your story still shines. So I encourage you, if you are thinking about writing your story, Book Week is a great time to get inspired when you're seeing all of the celebrations around the books that are already out there in the world. I do have the next lot of Ignite and Write workshops coming up on the 16th and 17th of September here on the Sunshine Coast, and also online on the 14th of September if you live further afield. So would absolutely love you to join up and come along, and let's dig those stories out. Let's get very clear on what it is that you have to share and how powerful that story is, and get you truly connected with the authenticity of it and the power that it has. So as a bonus this week, because it is Book Week and I do love a good book, I am offering anyone who signs up for the Ignite and Write workshops a free copy of my book, The Mindful Author, as well as my full Ignite and Write resource pack, which includes 3 ebooks and also a workbook that are designed to really help to elevate the experience of the book, but also help you to lay some really, really strong foundations and get those creative juices flowing before we even catch up for the workshop. So you can literally get started right now. So I will pop the link below for anyone who's keen to sign up. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to flick me a message or send me an email. I would love to hear what it is that you've got on the go in your mind, what your book vision is, and how I can best serve you to help you get it out into the world. But in the meantime, have a fabulous day, and I look forward to catching you tomorrow for day 4. Take care. Bye.